everybody. Happy Friday. It is the last Friday of the year. Finally.
Yeah, only a couple days left here.
That's
Last
right.
weekend coming up too of the year.
And I know a lot of people are talking about how, we don't have any snow, it's not that cold. Blah, blah, blah. Well, it's going to make really nice driving conditions,
Yeah,
probably.
yeah, and that's been the thing, with Christmas too. We didn't see any major systems for Christmas this year. On New Year's Eve, we may actually be talking about a system that comes in here with some light snow,
Okay.
but nothing major. I
Okay.
don't think it's going to cause too many issues out on the roadways. Temperatures are just going to be a little too warm to see that. But today is some good news. Do want to report this? If you want to take it full. Last day of gloomy weather. And that's the bottom line here is that we've been kind of stuck in this weather pattern with the rain, the fog, the mist. Today's the last day of this because tomorrow we should actually see some sunshine, which I think is some welcome news for many people.
I think so.
Even I like gloomy weather typically, but even I'm a little tired of it at this
Right.
point.
It's a good movie and read a book weather, but I got to get something. I got to get a change.
And it's been tough to like get up and go to work and because
Not saying I was late today, but I was.
right, it's just been kind of gloomy, and this is a look from our 127 Skycam, and this is how it's looked every morning.
So my friends were in town last night, one from Wisconsin and one from Flint, and I was driving them downtown. We couldn't even see the tops of the smokestacks.
Yeah, so it's just been this constant dreary
Yeah.
weather that we are seeing to end the month of December. Just a terrible winter, in my opinion, so far.
So far.
Um,
We're only like a weekend to winter, technically.
yeah, but not much going on weather-wise. But visibility is reduced all across the area. So again, perfect 10 is what you're looking for here. But
Okay.
you're seeing numbers below that. So that means we have some fog and some mist that's out there to begin the day. And we've been seeing some rain showers as well. And we'll see more of these showers continue throughout the day today. Not going to rain all day long, but there will be some showers on and off, especially once we head into the afternoon. But look what starts to happen by 5 o'clock. Two things to point out. Maybe a few snow showers trying to mix in a little bit towards the end of this evening, but also notice what's happening up here. We're starting to see some clearing going on. So
Okay.
we are going to be seeing all of this finally begin to push off to the south. And the reason for that is because the low pressure system that's been controlling our weather for the last several days is finally going to move off to the east. And that's going to open the door for some drier air to work its way in. And that will send the clouds, send the rain off to the south. And while tomorrow I am calling it mostly sunny, I do think there will be some clouds around, but it is definitely going to be way more sunny than what we've been experiencing as of late, as we are going to be tracking some pretty dry conditions for Saturday. But it is short-lived because watch what happens as we get into Sunday. We see the clouds return yet again.
Okay.
And of course, it's important because Sunday is New Year's Eve. A lot of people might have some plans. It does look like that there's going to be another system that comes in with some light snow showers this time. Temperatures, though, will likely be in the middle 30s. So overall, I'm not expecting a ton of issues with this. However, we may see a quick dusting of snow with this. And one thing we'll have to keep an eye out on is Sunday night and early Monday. Temperatures drop below freezing. So there could be some slick roads early in the day on Monday. But again, there's
Okay.
probably not going to be a lot of traffic out on the roadways because of the holiday. But it's something to keep in mind if you do have any plans this weekend. Now, looking at the complete weekend, you can definitely see which one's the nicer day. It's going to be Saturday by a lot with mostly sunny skies and temperatures in the 40s. And then on Sunday, that system comes in during the afternoon. Going to bring us a few snow showers, temperatures in the 30s. So just something to keep in mind. It looks like we'll end the year with some snow, but not a ton of snow. Lansing's only picked up 2.5 inches of snow so far this month. It's not near record territory, but it definitely is not a very snowy month so far. And as we look at the New Year's Eve forecast for Sunday night, we'll have temperatures dropping down to near 30 degrees by
Okay.
midnight. And I can't rule out a few flurries as well. So that's just setting the mood as we start the brand new year and month of 2024 at midnight. So I don't think it's going to cause too many issues, though. I really don't. But we'll keep an eye on that. But as we look at this, I've been, giving updates about the warmest Decembers on record.
Ooh.
And we're close.
We're real close.
By half a degree. But given the forecast moving forward, we only have a couple of days left. I think it might be hard to beat the record, given the fact that we have highs in the 30s and 40s the next few days. So we may not set the record, but either way you look at it, it has been an extremely warm month. And here's
And that's the daily average, right?
yeah, so that's the average temperature. That you find that number by adding the high and low together and divided by 2. So that gives you the average temperature of the entire day.
Okay.
Yeah, so that was what we used to calculate the warmest months. And then this is the 10-day temperature trend, which takes us into obviously January and into 2024. And by next week, we are seeing highs in the 30s, so a bit cooler than where we've been as of late, but a little bit more seasonable for this time of year. So we should be in the lower 30s for highs, and we will be there just a degree or two above normal as we start the month of January. But no major systems are coming our way anytime soon. So even though we have those colder temperatures, it does not correlate to any snow chances. That's probably a question that I've gotten quite a bit recently.
It is, even in our meetings.
Yeah, is when are we going to get some snow? And honestly, it doesn't look like it's coming next week. It I will say towards the middle part of January, we're talking like the 10th, 11th, 12th. There are some signs in our computer models that the pattern will change a bit, and that could usher in some colder air. But just because cold air may come, that doesn't necessarily mean snow is coming
Right.
too. So at this point, we're just kind of keep an eye on that. But I would say middle of January is really the only time frame that I'm personally watching for something to possibly happen. But it does look like our weather pattern will change, and if we get the colder air, that's one piece of the puzzle, and maybe that means snow will follow that. But I mean, it's a very interesting winter so far. I did go back and look. I like my data.
Data.
So 2015, the record warmest December, right? Here, I can go back to the graphic. With an average temperature of 39. So
Yeah.
that year, if you go and look at the winter season following that, so I went back and looked at how much snow fell in 2016 in January, February, and March, and it was very close to 40 inches of snow. So it ended up being a rather normal, or at least close to normal snowfall, a little bit below
Okay.
normal. But so just because December was super warm, we still saw snowfall after that, and it was a near normal year for snowfall overall. So that's just something to keep in mind, that just because we saw this warm December, that doesn't always mean that the rest of the winter is going to be a little bit of a dud, because given that, seeing the warmest December on record. But we'll keep an eye on it. This could be a back-ended winter, when we get a lot of snow in January, February, March. It's very interesting, but it has been very warm. The weather pattern just has not suggested any snow anytime soon. But again, mid-January, maybe around my birthday.
I was gonna say, maybe that'll be your birthday present. You'll get your snow.
Yeah, I would take that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So I can return your present. Good. Thank
as long as we get a lot of snow.
God. All right.
But I'm a fan of the snow, so.
True. We were talking, a lot of places depend on snow for their businesses. Like,
They do.
even up north in the Upper Peninsula, they are way below what they should have right now.
Yeah, the good news for our friends up there is that, we're getting colder, so at least like the ski resorts and things like that can start making snow. It's even been too warm for that to even happen. So now that it's getting colder, they should be able to do that. So the ski resorts, even in Northern Lower up in the UP, I think should start to be able to make that snow. Maybe even some of the ones around here, Mount Holly or Mount Brighton. I would have to imagine that they will probably make the snow. I don't want to speak on their behalf, but with the colder temperatures that are coming, it's a little bit easier to do so. So that's some good news if you are a big skier or anything like that. But obviously the people that, plow snow and things like that, I have family members that do that, and they love when it's really active, and they get paid a lot of money to do so. But when it's not so much, I understand that pain. And I wish I had a different forecast. If you like the snow, I just don't have anything in the forecast.
Well, we'll allow it. Because like you said, we might get smacked with a winter reality come February and March. So
Well, and people always say like, "Oh, Colton, don't you control the weather?"
you do.
I don't.
You control this.
Well, I control that, but the iPad, yes. But as if I were to control the weather, it would be a lot more snow. So people probably don't want me to control the weather.
Stop asking him that.
Yes.
All right.
You don't want me to be.
All right. Well, thank you very much, Colton. You're going to be sticking around for news time today at 11.
Correct. Yep.
All right. Here is what you can expect to see there with Taylor Gattoni. First, Sparrow Hospital's new device to help patients with heart failure is unlike anything else on the market. So we're going to take a look at that. Plus, another state has banned Donald Trump from its ballot, and where you can celebrate New Year's Eve locally. So as you're making those plans and you want to head out and about, maybe you're going to the ball drop in Owasso, maybe you're going to one of those, have you heard about the early New Year's Eves where they start at like 6?
Yeah,
Ball drops at 9.
isn't the peanut barrel?
They
I
are.
think they were doing one.
They are.
Honestly, though, that doesn't sound that bad to me.
Well,
You know,
with our schedules and news, like, it doesn't sound bad
I
at
know
all.
I'm trying to think about how I'm going to stay up until midnight on Sunday, but we'll see what we do.
Well, plus I have to be up. I have to get enough sleep so that I can watch the Michigan game on Sunday at 5.
On Monday at 5.
Monday at 5. See, I'm already messed up.
Yeah, but I mean, that's easy. I mean, it's at 5. What are you going to sleep in until 5?
I've done that before, yes.
Oh, gosh. Hmm.
Well, as you're making New Year's plans, don't forget to download the First Alert Weather app.
Yeah, and especially as we're around the holidays. And it can follow wherever you go. So even if you're going to be traveling, I think Traverse City does something on New Year's. I'm not sure.
Don't they do the cherry
Yeah,
drop.
don't they do the cherry drop?
Yeah.
Yeah. So even if you're going to be traveling up there, or I think
fun.
there's places in the UP that do things, anywhere across.
Do they do like pasty drop?
They should. That'd be funny.
Look
Maybe
into
you
that,
could
guys.
write a letter to the mayor.
I'm gonna call our Marquette station and tell them
Yeah.
to do it. Anyway, download the First Alert Weather app because it's super fun, user friendly too.
Yeah, and let's say you were going to New York for the the big New Year's Eve ball drop. The weather app will follow you there too, so you can get the forecast while you're there as well. So very useful. Make sure you download today, free. That's the best part. And Google Play and App Store.
Second best part is that it's super user friendly. So
Yes.
got 2 things going on. All right, well we'll be back this afternoon. I believe I'm going to have Taylor here in like the 1:30, 2 o'clock area for an update on what we're working on for the afternoon and evening shows, but we are still broadcasting the Great Lakes Invitational. You're a big hockey fan like me. Traditionally, Great Lakes Invitational is great. You've been to a bunch of them, right? What?
So I've never been much of a college hockey fan. Nothing against it. But CMU didn't have, they had a club hockey team, so they didn't really have that. So I haven't really been involved.
It's a good time because you get fan bases from all 4 schools.
Yeah.
And it's really fun.
Well, and then what? We were talking during
And Alaska's playing.
Alaska was playing,
Yeah.
which is so interesting to me.
Yeah. Normally it's Great Lakes centric schools, like from schools around the Great Lakes. But yeah, they usually invite somebody else. So it's invitational. It's a really good time. So we had games 1 and 2 yesterday, and then today we'll have the third place game at 3:30 and the championship game at 7. You can watch that on WILX and WILX.com on our live stream page. So make sure you check that out. And Taylor is going to have a 3 p.m. show. Right?
I don't know about that.
Oh, well,
I
never mind
think
that part.
it might be Studio 10 at 3.
Okay. Never mind about that. It's because I didn't look at our programming schedule. Anyway, have a great Friday, everybody. Happy New Year.